6. I hope you're all having a wonderful day and you're here ready to go with your arithmetic answers. So as always, if you haven't had a go at these questions yet, please pause the video now and then come back to the video when you're ready to review your methods, strategies and calculations. Okay, let's start with question number 1 then. 63.6 multiplied by 7. I'm going to use the formal method of multiplication, which I've set up over here ready for us. And I'm going to start over here in what is the tenths today. So we have 6 times 7, which is, that's right, 42. You'll notice I'm pausing year 6 so you can join in with me. At this point, I'm going to remember to put my decimal point in. And then we're into the tens with 3 times 7, which is, that's right, 21, add the 4, 25. 6 times 7 is, that's right, 42, add the 2, 44. Giving an answer of 445.2. Hopefully you're happy with your calculation and you can give that one a tick, year 6, but don't forget to pause the video and do any editing that you need to at this point. Okay, question number 2 then. 1/4 times or multiplied by 2/3. Now you'll remember, because we're multiplying or timesing, that we do not need to convert the fractions. They remain the same, they remain as they are. So let's start with the top numbers. 1 times 2 is 2, or those numerators. And the denominators, 4 times 3 is 12. At this point, we have to ask ourselves a question. That's right, can we simplify? So is there a number that these two can be divided by equally? Let's have a look. So, well, 2 can be divided by 2 and 12 could be divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 1/6 is our simplest fraction. Okay, give yourselves a little tick if you've got that one at home. Don't forget to pause the video if you need to. Okay, question number 3 then. We've got 80,345 subtract 42,196. Okay, so again I've set up the formal column method of subtraction over here for us. And we're going to start in the ones column with 5 subtract 6. Now I'll need to exchange to be able to complete that subtraction. So now I have 15 subtract 6, which is, that's right, 9. 3 subtract 9, again I need to do an exchange to be able to complete that. 13 subtract 9 is, well done everybody, 4. 2 subtract 1 is, that's right, 1. 0 subtract 2, that's going to give me a negative number again, so I'm going to do another exchange. 10 subtract 2 is, that's right, 8. And 7 subtract 4 is 3. So hopefully year 6 you're giving your answer of 38,149 a tick. If you need to pause now and review your calculation, please do so. Okay, number 4 then. We've got 2,195 multiplied by 32. Okay, so we're going to start in the ones. I've set up my formal column method here with 5 times 2, which is, that's right, 10. 9 times 2 is, well done everybody, 18. Add the 1 is 19. 1 times 2 is, that's right, 2, add your 1, 3. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so I've multiplied everything by the 2 in the ones column. Now I'm moving over to the tens, so I put my placeholder 0 in to represent the 30. and I'm going to multiply the numbers by 3 this time. So 5 times 3 is, that's right, 15. 9 times 3 is, that's right, 27. Add the 1 is 28. 1 times 3 is 3. Add your 2 is 5. And 2 times 3 is, that's right, 6. Okay, so our final step then is to add together these two totals. So we've got 0 and 0, which is, that's right, 0. 9 add 5 is, that's right, 14. I'm going to do 8 and 1, which is 9. Add 3 is 12. And again here I can see 4 and 1 is 5, and I know 2 5s is 10. And 6 and 1 is 7. So my answer is 70,240. If you've got that one at home, give it a neat little tick, Year 6. If you need to review your method and spot any errors that you made, please pause the video now. Okay, so now we're on to the final part of this section of the arithmetic with question number 5. 672 divided by 24. And I'm going to use the long division to help me with this. Okay, so straight away then I can see 24 doesn't go into 6. So I'm going to think 24 into 67. Okay, so I know we've got 24. I'm just going to write out the 24 times table over here. It's not as tricky to do because I can count in 20s and I can count in 4s. So 24, 48, 72, 96. I'm going to pause there for a moment. So I'm thinking, how many times does 24 go into 67? Well, the closest I can get is 2 times, which took me to 48. So now I need to work out my remainder, or the difference, and I can do a subtraction to help me with that. 7 subtract 8, I will need to do an exchange. 17 subtract 8 is 9. And 5 subtract 4 is 1. So now I'm thinking 24 into 19, which I can't do. So I'm going to bring down the remaining digit, 192. So how many times does 24 go into 192? Well, let's just have a look at what I know here. I know 4 lots of 24 is 96. So if I was to double 96, that would be 24 times 8, wouldn't it? So I'm actually going to just put a 96 under here, and I'm going to double it. 6 and 6 is 12. 9 and 9 is 18. Add 1 is 19. 192, and that was 8 times. So it goes 8 times exactly. I would have no remainders. So therefore my answer is 28. If you've got that one, Year 6, give it a neat little tick. If you need to pause the video and rewind, then don't be afraid to do that. I know some of us don't feel overly confident with long division, so it doesn't hurt to go through these things a few times if you need to. Okay, so this brings us on to our problem solving part of our arithmetic with question number 1. And I can see it's a green question, so that means everybody in our class can have a go at this one and should be successful with this one, hopefully. So I'm going to start by thinking about UDC. So I'm going to underline and understand, do any drawings or jottings that are going to help me, and then I'm going to calculate. So a farmer is packing eggs. Each box holds 6 eggs. So we've got one box here with 6 eggs. Okay. and in the one box there's 6. So the farmer has 980 eggs. How many boxes can the farmer fill? Well, what that means is that they're sharing 980 eggs into boxes of 6. Okay, so if you've got to share, that is a division. So I'm sharing 980 into boxes of 6 eggs. Okay, so let's do my calculation then. 6 into 9 goes once. I'm going to count on to find my remainder. 6, 7, 8, 9. So a remainder of 3. 6 into 38. Well, I know my 6 times table. I know 6 times 6 is 36. So it goes 6 times with a remainder of 2. So 6 into 20. I know my 6 times table again. And I know 6 times 3 is 18, but I know that that would give me a remainder of 2. So I'd have 2 eggs left over. So that means I can fill 163 boxes exactly, and I'm going to have 2 eggs left over. Okay, so let's have a look at question number 2. Amina posts 3 large letters. Again, I'm going to use UDC. I like to jot it at the top there, just to help me. So I'm going to start by underlining and understanding, doing any drawing or that I need to, and then calculating. So Amina posts 3 large letters. I'm actually going to, because I like to do my drawings as I go through. So I've got 3 large letters. There we go. The postage costs the same for each letter. Okay, she pays with a £20 note. Okay, so I'm going to just draw a bar chart over here to help me. So she paid with £20. Okay, she paid with a £20 note. Her change is £14.98. So if she got some change, that means I could work out what she actually paid. The difference would be what she paid. So this part here is what she paid, which I don't know at the moment. What is the cost of posting 1 letter? Now we know that it's the same, and there are 3 letters. So this bit here, this difference needs to be shared between the 3 letters. So I'm going to start by finding the difference. So I'm going to do £20 subtract £14.96 to find out, oh sorry, year 6, so it's not the easiest doing it with the mouse. Let me use the there we go, it's a bit better. Right, so I can find how much she spent now. Now some of you will be able to do this mentally just by counting on 96 to the nearest pound is another 4p. Okay, and then that would take you to £15. Now 15 to £20 would be £5, so £5 and 4p. Some of you will have wanted to do the calculation and go through, and that's absolutely fine. But I can see a mental method was most appropriate there, meaning that I've got she spent £5 and 4p. Now the letters were the same, so I've got to share now £5 and 4p between the 3 letters. Now because I'm sharing out the cost, I'm going to do a division. Okay, so 3 into 5 goes once with a remainder of 2. Okay, so 3 into 20 goes 6 times. 3 times 6 is 18, a remainder of 2. And 3 into 24 goes 8 times, not forgetting my decimal point. So £1.68. So one letter cost £1.68. There we go. Okay, again, year 6, if you need to pause the video and you need to go back to the beginning and have another listen to that one, please don't be afraid to do so. Okay, there's a lot of thinking involved with that one. Okay, question number 3 then. Now, most of us will have had a go at this question. There will be some of us that have perhaps just had a go at the first question, but we're not sure. Some of us would have had a go at question 3 as well. But we're going to be really determined explorers like we were last half term, and we're going to give both a go together now. So, question 3A. 1 kilogram of grapes cost £5.80. Okay, now Megan buys 700 grams of grapes. How much does she pay? Right, I'm going to think about what I know to begin with. So I know 1 kilogram is the same as 1,000 grams. And that cost, I can see up here, 1 kilogram was £5.80. Okay, so that means if I was to divide 1,000 by 10, that would tell me what 100 grams is, because 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. So therefore, I would also have to divide £5.80 by 10. Now, if you're struggling to divide and you find dividing tricky, don't forget to draw your place value chart. But I know for most of you, you will have been able to work out that that is 58p. So you know 100 grams costs 58p. But Megan buys 700 grams, which is 7 times larger than this. 100 times 7 will give you 700 grams. So if you had to multiply the weight, you'll also have to multiply the money. So 50, you would do 0.58 times by 7. Okay, and I know lots of you can do that without me needing to go through. And hopefully when you've done that, you have £4.06. So 700 grams costs £4.06. So that's our answer for number 3A, £4.06. Okay, so if you need to pause the video, you need to go through that again, year 6, because there are a few steps there. If you know that you've lost your way a little bit or you want to review, please pause the video now, because I'm actually going to rub this out, ready for 3B. Okay, so we're going to take all of this out then, ready for 3B, because we need some room to help us. Okay, so again, let's start by underlining and understanding. So 1 kilogram of cheese costs £13.50. Megan buys a piece of cheese, so we don't know the weight of it, but we know that it costs £2.45. What is the mass of the cheese to the nearest 100 grams? Now, mass is weight, so they want to know the weight of the cheese to the nearest 100 grams. So therefore, my answer is something grams. And if it's to the nearest, that means that it's been rounded, either up or down. Okay, so I'm going to think about what I know. So I know 1 kilogram is the same as 1,000 grams. And we can see from the question that that costs £13.50. Okay, now my answer is going to be in grams, and it's going to be to the nearest 100 grams. So I'm going to scale this down again. I'm going to divide by 10, because 1,000 divided by 10 will tell me what 100 grams is. And if I divide the weight by 10, I also need to divide the money by 10. And again, if you're not feeling confident with dividing, please pause the video now and use your place value chart to help you. But I know most of you, if you were to divide this by 10, you'd know it'd be £1.35. Okay, so I know 100 grams is £1.35, but she has spent £2.49. So I need to get closer. That's not close enough for my liking. So I'm going to think then, what would 200 grams cost me? Well, if I double £1, that's going to be £2. Double 35, double 30 is 60, double 5 is 10. So that's going to be £2.70. Okay, so which amount then is closest to her £2.49? £1.35 or £2.70? That's right, £2.70 is closer. So if I was to round this up to the nearest 100 grams, it would be 200 grams. So therefore my answer is 200 grams. Okay, well done for today, Year 6. There were some tricky questions in there that required a lot of prior knowledge. So don't worry if you found particularly the red question tricky today. Don't worry. Okay, and don't forget you can ask me on Zoom if you're not sure. Have a fantastic day, everybody.